Okay, we're going to tie this little fly now. It's a scruffy, untidy little devil, and it's called the Buzz. It isn't my pattern, by the way. It's just sort of a mishmash of a lot of different ideas. Call it generic, if you like. As I say, we've called it the Buzz because it's untidy. Why would we do that? Well, it's interesting actually because it came out of a conversation with Andrew Hurd, who wrote The History of Fly Fishing, this book here. Jolly good book actually, Medlar Press. He told me that back in the old days, the early writers of fly tying instruction, when they wanted one of their readers to tie a fly in a very untidy manner, they would say, tie it Buzz. So there you have it, the Buzz. History of Fly Fishing really is worth a read. Tremendous book. Okay, so for this little fly, we need 2 CDC feathers. We take one of them, stroke the barbs down so they're all sticking out, take a nice clear clip from Marc Petitjean's magic tool, hold the fibres in the clip and cut down the shaft like this. We'll keep those little barbs and we'll make a hackle from them a little bit later. Next thing to do, run the thread down the hook to just about at the point, or just maybe a little bit beyond. Snip it off. And then take your half feather, which is that, and put 2 loose wraps over it. 1, 2. And pull it through. Voila. And before it comes through the thread, bind it down nice and tightly. Take your hackle pliers and give the feather just a little bit of a twist like that and wind it forward. Lock it off, make sure it locks off nice and tightly, 2 behind and possibly 1 in front. There we are. Take your scissors and snip off the stem. Then you get 1 more feather like this and you stroke all the fibres like that. Now the trick here is to make sure you keep the feather on top of the hook. 1, 2, keep it there. Pull it through, pull it through, pull it through to about there. Bind it down and cut off the waste. Make sure it's absolutely on top, which it is now, and put a few locking turns on top of it. This is very fine thread, so you won't have very little build up. It's sheer and it's jolly nice. There we go. And now we're going to do something which I didn't think you could do with this fine thread, but I've found that you can. We're going to split it like this. There we are. Split the thread and we're going to put those fibres we got earlier, these chaps, in between the thread. Like that. Trap them nice and tight and give the bobbin a spin. I know the suspense is killing, isn't it? Not really. There we go. And you've got yourself a little hackle. When a lot of people tie this fly, they just put a dubbing in at this point. I like to keep the old CDC going in because I think it makes a nice little leggy profile on the surface. Stroke them back as you put it on, stroke them back, stroke them all back, tie them down, that's it. And then take your wing, which is what's going to be your wing, hold it tightly on top and tie it down like that. Let's have a look at that. There we go. Not looking too bad. We're going to trim this in a minute, and if I may, when we trim it, I will have a great deal of speed. Thank you very much. And there you have it, the Buzz. It will catch you a lot of fish. As I say, tie it in 18, 16, 14. We'll put a little whip finish on there with our half hitch tool. There we go. A little bit of varnish on there. Cut off the thread and you're ready to go. It's an untidy fly. That's why it's called the Buzz. So, if you'd like to see a lot more of my flies, a lot more fun, and a lot more of my stuff, go to my website, www.chrissanford.com.